give me your 3 players who you think are on the list.
Well,
and then afterwards, we'll talk about anyone who we think should be on this list.
I mean, it's kind of a giveaway with the Sam Williams picture. It'd be funny if they just had a picture of him and then he wasn't in the article. But I'm going to go Sam Williams with 1, which is makes sense. Year three of his rookie contract.
Yep.
It's kind of the shit or get off the pot section of your career.
He's getting his biggest opportunity this year.
Has to produce.
Since his rookie season.
Has to produce. So Sam Williams, I imagine, is going to be on there. I feel like Jalen Tolbert should be on there. This is kind of a Tolby. Are you that guy or you aren't that guy? And this might not seem like it. This might not be a favorable one, but maybe Terrence Steele for me. Because if he has a shitty year, like he needs to prove. They paid him a lot of money. He had his one mulligan year with the injury.
Yeah.
It's kind of produce or we're going to move on to save some cash.
That's a good one. I like that.
But I imagine it might be all guys on their rookie contracts, but I feel like the Steele one would be a good one. Yeah,
and you don't really think about make or break year after someone's got out of that rookie contract, so that's a good pick, and I tend to agree. But let's see what Randy Gurzy has on the list here.
Shout out
Randy Gers, LandryHat.com. We are technically we're the official podcast of this website too.
But we say bad words.
We say bad words.
Oh,
there he is, Jalen Tolbert, and I don't think anyone can disagree. I'll give a quick summary of what he has to say. When the Cowboys quit force-feeding Michael Gallup last season, the offense improved. Jalen Tolbert was a big part of that, and he proved more reliable than Gallup. While he had just 2 catches as a rookie, the South Alabama product had 22 catches and 268 yards and 2 touchdowns in his second season. Tolbert enters a critical third season with more pressures on his shoulder than ever. With Gallup released, Tolbert moves in as the de facto number 3 behind Lamb and Cooks, and he could face competition in the form of Turpin, but Tolbert is more well-rounded player on offense. And also, don't sleep on Flournoy. If he wants to continue to have a starring role, he needs to rise to the challenge. Dallas has plenty of weapons, but they need their third wideout to take advantage of defenses focusing too heavily on Lamb and Cooks. If Tolbert can do this, they should be just fine. And if not, their passing attack could be an issue, especially since their running game could be a nightmare. Oh, he jabs you when he
did it.
Nothing is stopping him. He has pretty much a clear runway to be that number 3 wide receiver overall. Competition is good. And if he can't deliver in preseason, then I think we know who Jalen Tolbert is.
Yep.
And that can be fine. He could still have a spot on this roster, but we definitely know that he is not a solid number 3. And Boost
it up. Okay, what do we got at number 2?
So number 2 is Mazi Smith.
See, I don't know about this one.
Me too, and I'm glad we're in the same boat, because my question is, okay, I see where he's going for this, and let me just read a quick little his reasoning. While nose tackles don't often go in round 1, the Cowboys added a player who was more than just a space eater. He has him way up here. The 337-pounder could move as well, and while it still couldn't have been called a reach in round 1, Dallas was at least going to solve their number 1 technical problem. In the end, this led to a wasted rookie campaign for Smith. Thankfully, he's moving back to his natural spot under Mike Zimmer. So he just mentioned that Quinn decided to ask him. They say Quinn decided to ask him to drop weight. We don't know if that's true or not. That's why I skipped that.
You're hearing conflicted info about that, so I don't know how true.
Regardless,
true
he did lose the weight.
He did. That's the fact.
Yeah.
Factual was he did lose the weight,
but he's now moving back to that more comfortable position under Mike Zimmer, and the Cowboys have no other proven nose tackles, meaning Smith has to get it done or they're going to be in trouble. So I think my biggest thing with pressure is it all depends on how someone actually reacts to that. So I don't know how Mazi Smith is going to react to that. Some guys react really well. Like a guy like Ray Lewis, if you put him into a corner in a position where he was going to face adversity, I just believe he's going to figure out a way to get out of that corner. Does Mazi Smith have that in him? I really hope so, but we haven't, this is going to be the test year. And the shitty thing is, there is no support. It's Mazi Smith at DT right now.
Yeah, and he's the starter. He's in there. He's the starter. He's the guy from day one this season.
Yeah,
he had his red shirt season, and I get it. He played, but wasn't very useful. I still disagree with this part of the article saying that it's a make or break year for him. He would have to have a very, very bad season for. There's no benefit of moving on from him, really.
Well, and there's context here that makes that true. He's a first-round pick, so you obviously saw something in him. If you believed he was a work-in-progress player, and then maybe this is just an unfortunate kind of how the cards fell, and now you're forcing him to go. Like, if he was going to be, say, awesome season 4, so we're still like 3 full seasons away from that. Is that something that you'd accept with a first-round pick? But he's going to be like
growing pains.
Stellar for 6 years. Okay, I'd accept that too. I wouldn't want the Cowboys to bet his career on this season.
On 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of people in chat last year saying that the Cowboys in 2023 essentially drafted for the future. So if that was your case with Mazi Smith, you need to give him time to develop. Again, it's going to be his first... Oh. Crack him if you got him, son. We're just having a good time on this Wednesday night.
Get into it.
The Crackums are flowing, and we're feeling good. But if your whole plan was to draft Mazi for the future, he needs more than 2 years. You also hear a lot of people that say defensive tackle is one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL, to go in there right away, and to do it undersized makes it even harder. Man, we got Bot G.
There he is.
With the epic 1999 super chat. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Got to make you understand, never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you.
Did we just get Rick rolled?
We got Rick rolled. Did we just copyright ourselves by singing it so damn good?
Hey,
Bot G, you are the goddamn man. We love you, brother, and we can't wait to see you multiple times this season, I hope.
Yes, sir.
Definitely hope that. Bot G, feeling good tonight on this Wednesday night main event.
But yes, to go back to Mazi Smith and to wrap it up, I think if the Cowboys win on him, believing that he was this player who was going to work out, but we needed to put a few years of effort into sculpting him, then it would be really silly for them to consider this make or break when the pressure's high and he might not. And also, do you can kind of consider his last season, if he was playing out of position a little bit, as like a test? It didn't work out, and now this is like our first real test of what Mazi Smith could be, because that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Okay, number 3 on the list.
We know who that is. Yeah. Sammy Dubs.
The man in the picture, Sam Williams, edge.
Tie your shoes, Sammy Dubs. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you're tall and you're athletic and strong, man, but like nobody can... Eventually, you walk around with your shoelaces untied long enough, and this isn't a metaphor. We met Sam Williams last season, and when we went and talked to him, AJ noticed that he was walking around with his shoes untied, like very long laces. You walk around long enough with your shoes untied, you will trip.
You will.
And you don't know if that's going to be a broken ankle or a broken wrist, or you just face plant and take out your chiclets.
I almost wanted to bend down and tie his shoes for him.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
You want me to get this big guy? I got it for you.
That would have been damn funny if you did that.
This one also, though, with Sam Williams, I do think it's now like we got to see something.
Yep.
This is his opportunity. I like him a lot. I really, even though he had some bonehead penalties, and they're not necessarily bonehead, but they were not smart. They weren't like, he wasn't being very thoughtful when he got these penalties last year on the special teams. I think he got 2 or 3
in like key spots.
Key spots. However, that effort was awesome. Like, I believe he was like, I'm not getting enough playing time. You're going to play me on special teams, or I'm going to make some waves. And unfortunately, he was like a half second too late for some of those plays. What?
Oh, I just confused. First, I thought I was drinking yours because I'm in now the Saved by the Bell. Yeah, well, I had them doubled up.
Cheerio.
So I drank it. I was like, did I just grab AJ's beer?
That's such a manning the ship move to double up and just get 2 over there. But yeah, Williams, love him. Want him to get a second contract because I think that he's got a lot of hustle, and but he needs to get the time out there, and he's going to get it this season, I think. You know, well, who's in front of him?
And that's the thing. I think that's the biggest thing for Sam Williams right now is he doesn't really have any competition. So it's, again, if he doesn't show up, unlike Jalen Tolbert, I think it's harder to find an edge than it is a wide receiver. Like, even if Sam Williams has a so-so season, I still think he's around for another season.
Oh yeah, I mean at this point, yes. I mean for me, if the guy's even got a 50-50 chance, you eat up that rookie contract with him.
Totally.
Until you feel like, or you've got another dude who's going to be on a rookie contract for a couple years longer.
Nyland.
You need that space. Well, that's the only competition.
I also think Nyland's more in competition with or backing up. I feel like Sam Williams is going to be kind of backing up Micah, and then Nyland's going to be backing up D-Law.
But if Nyland has that double-edged sword where he can block and he can rush, and he can do both above average, or one of them's his main thing that he can do well, but he can do both above average. I mean, we could see a rotation of Williams and Nyland for D-Law when D-Law decides to hang up the cleats, and that could
be good.
Yeah,
you get the one guy you get Nyland, like you said, is a pretty good body for the run game. You get him on early downs, and then put in a little Sam Williams on passing downs.
And who left? It was Fowler
and Dorrance Armstrong.
So there is 2 spots to be filled. Williams was playing, but he was playing at quite a lower rate. I believe it was maybe 10% or 20% of the snaps, and even that seems like a little high. But anyways, there is snaps to be filled basically, and
definitely.
so he's going to get his opportunity.